Hello everybody and welcome to the week 6 update for Raven's Training Ground. Today is July 30th. So between a little bit of pickup last week and this week we had 28 commits from 5 different contributors, which brings our lifetime commits to 144 from 7 lifetime contributors, and we just finished up week 6 of 15. This week and a little bit of last week we had MD Fuchs come in and add the music files for combat as well as the integration for that. Chris L. came in and started in on the framework for the level system and connected the health, magic, physical agility, and finesse into that system. Christian added the abilities back into the units as well as added a delay to prevent the player from spamming the skip turn system so we don't mess that up and overload it. He added animations back into combat. He reordered the stations for the area of effect, logic, and the abilities. McFunkyPants came in and added the moon texture, the material, the beams, and the particle system. And then I went through and added graveyard pieces into combat floor 1, 2, added the dungeon art, added the Theo character model, animations and art, and then started to work on the Raven's store. So let's pop on over to the demo here. Here's a look at the art in the scene. So it's all like cemetery based. We have headstones, we've got gates, we've got trees, and they're all in a similar type of color palette. So that way it's not overshadowing the combat and the dynamic colors that we have inside of there. But I did want to showcase our newest character, which would be Theo, and I think he's right over here. Nope, not quite. Where'd he go? There he is. He's got little glasses and he's got that little hairdo going on here. I learned some more tricks on how to do the hair, so I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Here we can also see McFunkyPants' moon back there. I borrowed that concept and I added it into our scene 2 as well when everything starts to disintegrate and fall apart. So it's the same assets, just a lot more things up in the air over here, but you can still see McFunkyPants' moon. And then I also added it into our overworld, where the player can now also move and animate. So we can see that over here. We have our Raven. This is the start of our store. If we press space, I'm gonna have to scale that up a little bit. But once you leave the store, it will animate back out. I hid the moon object, but you can see the beams and such coming out of the portal to sort of demonstrate that the player needs to be going in that direction, and we still have that connection going over there. I have that inside of our floor as well. Also added some dungeon elements, so like here we have our chest. We can press space and it will open the chest, so that's still working as intended. I saw MD Fuchs added quite a few music files in here, so we might use this as like a victory theme. Whoops, one too high. So we added quite a few files in here that we can leverage in lots of different ways. And then we also have inside of, or like behind the scenes, the battle system, the attack systems. Everything is still being built upon itself, so we're not quite at the game fully functioning, but the experience system is really close and the battle system is really close. Thank you so much, Chris L. and Christian, for your work on that. And I believe that is everything that is in the game. So let's take a look at the Trello board. This next week is going to be focusing on the logic for the procedural generation of floor 1. I've been talking to MD Fuchs about that. We also have some character models to add in. We're going to work on Raven's store a little bit more. There's still some room for some sound effects, quite a bit here coming up. And then some scene transition from after the battle's done into the overworld, as well as the experience system, the currency system, and then the auto testing. So all of that is just on the cusp of being done. And then we want to get the friendship attack and the stylized end battle screen, which should tie into our experience system. So there's lots of things going on and lots of ways to get involved, and I look forward to seeing you next week.